The UK government has announced in its wisdom that it's going to start issuing visas to people from Gaza. The Home Secretary has announced it. There are some problems with this. The first problem, really small one, is that there is a group, I don't know if you've heard of them, in the Gaza Strip called Hamas. And they are not the most friendly people in the world. In fact, 2 years ago, they did something really bad, which was that they killed, raped, and kidnapped over 1,000 innocent people, some of whom are still being held hostage. So is the UK government going to be able to ensure and guarantee that no one from Hamas is going to be able to enter the UK? They can't. How are they going to do that? People from Hamas don't exactly go around wearing shirts that say Hamas on it. In fact, hiding among the population is actually something that members of Hamas are quite well known for. And that leads into the second, even wider problem, which is that polling shows that 70% of Gazans actually support what happened on October the 7th, 2 years ago. So, is the Home Secretary going to be able to guarantee that no one who supports Hamas is going to be able to enter the UK? How's she going to do that? She can't. And then the third problem, which is maybe even the most grand problem of them all, is that the UK government has already been issuing visas to people from the Muslim world for decades and has been doing an absolutely abysmal job of integrating them into British society and culture. This has reached a crescendo right at this moment, and at this moment, British society seems to be more divided than it's ever been. This migration issue is literally tearing apart the fabric of British society. It's really great if you love the Gazans, truly, but it's a sad fact of life that not everyone who you love and are kind to is going to love you back and be kind to you back. Islam is very different traditionally from the cultural traditions that shaped the West, which were Christian traditions. These are two very different things, and they've led to very different societies. And so a lot of people in Muslim countries have some very different ideas about a lot of the stuff that in Western countries we take for granted, like, for example, how we treat women and how the government should run. Is the UK government going to be screening Gazans for whether they will accept the supremacy of British law over Sharia law? Is the Home Secretary going to be screening Gazans for if they even like the UK, or at least don't hate it? I have some doubts. You know who would be really well suited to taking Muslim refugees in a crisis? Muslim countries. Like all of the Muslim countries that are surrounding Gaza, like Egypt, which is literally right next door. So if it's so much of a priority to the British government to try and find a solution to the crisis that is going on in Gaza, then why are they not putting diplomatic pressure on Egypt to accept more refugees from Gaza? It's because those countries won't accept any refugees from Gaza. It's because they view it as too much of a security risk. So why do the UK government see it as a solution to fly refugees halfway around the world to a culture that is completely different from anything that they've ever experienced before? Is it because they have bigger hearts than the people in the governments in Egypt and Jordan? Maybe. But it's also because they have smaller brains. The people in the UK deserve to be safe as well.